So we all know that there happen to be a bunch of weapons in this game that are incredibly fun to use, and in my opinion, the Bullet King is definitely one of those. Now, on its own, it can easily get the job done. However, when you combine it with the Golden Bullet Global event, which is going on right now, or with the global modifiers we are seeing this season, this thing can go from a good build to a great build in no time whatsoever. And based on the fact that a lot of you have reached out asking me to put together a build around it, figured now is the perfect time to do so. Now, as always, we're going to jump right into the details, and if you happen to enjoy this, do me a favor and hit that like button. It truly helps the channel out, and if you want to stay up to speed on all things Division, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button as well. Now, the first thing I'd like to mention as we start this video off is remember this is one of many different ways you can put together a build like this. Make sure you use it as a template. The most important thing is to take your time, make a build your own, and even without any global modifiers or golden bullets or whatever you want to call it going on, this build can still get the job done. Now, starting with the specialization, you can see I'm using Gunner. And the main reason for that is because it gives me access to the Banshee Pulse, which I do like to switch to on the fly depending on what I'm doing in the game. You can choose any specialization you want, but always remember, regardless of the specialization you choose, have the proper weapons activated in your weapon skill tree. That way you're getting a 15% weapon damage bonus regardless of which one you're using. Now, in this version of the build, I am using a named Petrov piece of body armor that has the talent perfectly braced on it, and the only way to get it is by completing the second stage of the field research for the Gunner specialization. So to be very clear, this is the only way you can pick it up. Not that hard to do. You can see exactly what you need to do on screen, and if you have any other questions, please let me know in the comments section. Making our way to the build itself, starting with the primary weapon, obviously it is the Bullet King, and for those of you that are trying to get this thing, it is in the general loot pool. I recommend hitting up the summit or countdown, set your targeted loot to LMG, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck. Now, as you can see, this does have the talent Bullet Hell, and with that talent, this weapon never needs to be reloaded. And not only that, for every 100 bullets that hit an enemy, you're going to replenish some ammo to you and your allies. Now, as far as your secondary and sidearm are concerned, it's totally up to you, dealer's choice, put anything you want there. Moving on to the gear itself, you can see we are running 4 Striker and 2 Petrov. Starting with the mask, it is the first of 4 pieces of the Striker gear set. Running 4 so we get all of the gear set bonuses. 2 pieces 15% weapon handling, 3 pieces 15% rate of fire, and 4 pieces Striker's Gamble, where weapon hits are going to increase weapon damage by 0.65%, stacking up to 100 times. Right below that, we have the first of 2 pieces of Petrov. Again, this is the named body armor, and that is going to give us the talent perfectly braced. Now, when it comes to a build like this is a cover-to-cover based build because when you're in cover, you're going to get a weapon handling increase by 50%, which is going to make this thing feel like a laser beam, you know? And for those of you out there who happen to have some aim like I do here and there, that's kind of putting it mildly, it is really going to help you out, my friends. Again, this is just one of many versions you can put together. Next, we have the holster and the knee pads. They are the second and third pieces of the Striker gear set. And one thing I'm trying to do is stack crit hit chance and a combination of crit hit damage or weapon handling everywhere I can. That now takes us to the gloves, which are the second piece of Petrov. We're using Contractor's gloves for that middle attribute, 8% damage to armor. That also gives us an extra 15% weapon handling as well. Last but not least, we have the Striker's backpack, and because we're using that, we have the talent risk management. And that is going to increase the weapon damage gain per stack of Striker's Gamble from 0.65% to 0.90%. As far as my skills are concerned, I'm using a combination of the Assault Drone and the either Banshee Pulse or the Assault Turret like you can see here. Hope this video helped you out, my friends, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know and I will do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. On that note, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage and commentary. However, as always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible continued support. Please let me know of any other questions you have I did not address. Thank you once again for the privilege of your time, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone. Hello again, my wonderful YouTube family. I hope everyone is having a good Wednesday so far. Make sure you put this build together. It is so damn satisfying during this event. And as I said in the video, even if you do not use this thing with a golden bullet activated or any global modifiers, it's still going to be a lot of fun. Let me know what you think, my fellow agents. Total side note, my dog just walked in the office from outside, and apparently I didn't close the dog door because it's been raining and it just smells like wet dog now. So I got that going for me, so that's fun. We're going to try to do this and not pass out from the stank. All right, so as we clear this control point, let's talk about a few things really quick. First of all, I do have a few different builds lined up for the next few days. We're going blue screen. We're doing a Negotiator St. Elmo's build. I'm also going to be putting together kind of a breakdown for new and returning players as far as your recalibration library is concerned, putting together builds, things like that. Because one thing I'm hearing from a lot of people, and again, this is from new and returning players, but no, you've either just gotten to level 40 for the first time, or you have stepped away from this game for a while and you're coming back and you're thinking, holy shit, it can be incredibly overwhelming. And as someone who never stepped away from this game, it's easy to forget how overwhelming something like this can be. So I got you covered, friends. I'm hopefully going to post that tomorrow. We'll see what happens if I can get the footage together tonight. And then, yeah, record, go from there. That is going to do it for my part, fellow agents. Actually, you know what? I'm going to hang out for a second. We are just going to clear this, and then I want to... Are we done? Is that it? We have one more. Okay, now that's it. So this is actually a perfect segue, as a lot of you have reached out since the Golden Bullet Global event began, because you're gaining so much loot so fast, all these different proficiency caches for leveling up as quickly as you are because of the quintuple XP event, and inventory management is becoming a little trickier than before because you're not sure what to keep, what to get rid of. You know, if you're thinking about builds you may want to put together in the future, how many versions of something do you need? So again, we're going to discuss that when I put that other video together. And if you have any other questions I did not address, please let me know. Or if you have any questions about that topic, let me know as well, and I will address it in the upcoming video. I think that's it. Just going to check out the loot that I picked up so far. Thank you once again for your incredible support. Today's community question is, what is a song that you hear and you immediately think of a certain movie? Now, I'm not talking about a song that was written for a movie. I'll give you an example. When I hear Freebird, I think of The Kingsman, right? Because Freebird's a song I've heard for a long time. But now every time I hear that song, I immediately picture that scene from the movie. That is my question, fellow agents. Thank you all again for everything, and I will see you in the next one.